In this video, I'm going to talk you guys through my approach when it comes to YouTube Shorts and how I make my shorts perform every single time. What's up guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is AJ Cruz, and on this channel I unload everything that I know both in the creative world and in the business world, and yes, there's a difference between the two. So if that's something that interests you guys, consider subscribing. Get ready to click off the video because I've only been on this platform for 4 weeks. And in that time, my channel has accumulated 83,630 views. That is strictly from my YouTube Shorts. So let me preface is that I am not a YouTube guru or a YouTube professional at all. I've just been editing shorts now for the past 4 weeks, and I've seen a very clear distinction. It's almost like a gradient, where my shorts in the beginning were getting like virtually no views at all, 0 engagement. I would have a video every now and again that would pop off and maybe hit 800 views or 600 views, but the vast majority of them were teetering between 0 to 15 views on my shorts. And through a little bit of experimentation and testing, I found a structure that is simple but works really, really well. And so the things I'm going to talk you guys through here are really, the first thing I want to cover is just how I film YouTube Shorts efficiently, so I'm not spending 10 to 12 hours of my day sitting in front of a camera, because as much as I love creating content and as much as I love being the center of attention, I don't want to be in front of a camera for 12 hours. So I'm going to talk you guys through how I film my shorts efficiently, and then I'm going to talk you through just that basic structure of, how I edit these shorts. And then finally, what I want to do is just show you a PNG, a screenshot of a Premiere Pro project of what my editing timeline looks like and what an actual YouTube short looks like on the timeline. It doesn't matter like what software you guys are using. You guys can use CapCut, you can use DaVinci Resolve, you can use, Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro. It doesn't matter, the structure still stays the same. And so let's get into it now. So how I edit my videos efficiently, I do what's called batch filming. And this is nothing new. I do this with our corporate clients or business clients who want to film social media content for their social pages. I do the same exact thing for myself. All this looks like is I spend probably the first hour of the week on a Monday just kind of brainstorming, 15 to 20 to 25 different short form ideas. They don't have to be anything outstanding, anything amazing. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just like, what would, somebody who wants to watch a video like this, what would they want to see on my short page, my shorts page? And so I just brainstorm 15 to 25 different ideas. And for each of those ideas, I try to bullet out 2 to 3 points that I want to hit within each of those videos. So once I have those kind of figured out, it doesn't take terribly long, is when I then begin the filming process. So I'll set my camera up here on a tripod, put a light up, kind of make the place look all nice and snazzy, and I'll start filming. I'll put a lav mic on and we get after it. And so my approach to filming these shorts is I just keep the list on my phone and I just film back to 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 back. Now when it comes to actually filming the shorts, my approach is I normally come up with my hooks on the spot. I don't try to pre-prepare any of my hooks. I just try to brainstorm, what would be catchy, what would get somebody to stop scrolling, so that way they'd want to hear the content that I have to say in this 15 to 30 second sprint. But typically the structure with my shorts, the way it looks is I always start off, like I said, with a hook. That hook could be anything, but you want to try and get it to fit within the first 1 to 3 seconds.
This is why people skip your videos faster than the fat kid skips vegetables at the lunch line.
Does that mean?
If you're still planning your first YouTube video, you're not planning, you're hiding. I'm talking to you, Liam.
Does your camera mic sound like garbage? Here's the fastest $50 upgrade.
If your office looks like this, that's why your brain might feel like soggy toast.
Don't have a mic? You already have one, and it's better than you might think.
The second part of, my structure with, YouTube Shorts is it follows the same structure as a paragraph that you would learn in school. So you have your beginning, your introduction, your body, your conclusion, right? With shorts, you have your hook, you have the body, and you have the punchline. That's kind of my mindset of it. So with the body, again, I try to keep the content to 2 to 3 points minimum. And I try to make it super short, but as value-packed as I can fit it within 15 to 30 seconds, with the mindset and knowing that this short is not going to be nearly as valuable as somebody who's maybe stumbling on my YouTube page and watching a long-form video like this, where I can take a topic and I can go a little bit more in depth with it. And I think that's hard for a lot of people to accept, because for myself, it was especially difficult to accept. It was like, well, I feel like I'm not giving as much value in this short, so why would I even want to post it? But the point isn't to try and change somebody's complete life in this one 15 to 30 second short. It's to reach them and hopefully share the broader message of your channel. At least that's the mission statement for me. And then finally, like I mentioned, you have the punchline. And so the punchline is just closing the loop, essentially. And so when you open the hookup, you open a loop. You open a thought loop. And it can be something as simple as, now give those 3 things a try and check out my channel for more in-depth content just like this. Something that closes the loop, so that way when they scroll, they're not like, cliffhanger, what the heck? The other benefit to that is if you do close with like a call to action where you ask somebody to go visit your channel or subscribe or like this video or comment, YouTube loves that because that's engagement. And with shorts, what I've noticed is that the more engagement, the more YouTube pushes that short out. So the more people who like it, the more people who comment on it, and the more people who specifically watch the full video, the more YouTube is going to push that out. Where with long form video, I believe the main difference is that it focuses a lot on click-through rate and then like average view duration, right? So if somebody doesn't click on your long form video, they're not gonna watch it, and so YouTube's not gonna recommend it. So if people aren't clicking on your video in the first place, it's not gonna push your video out in front of more people. So that's the overall structure. And then in terms of just what a timeline looks like, I'm gonna take a screenshot and I'm gonna put it here on the screen, but I'm gonna color code everything. I haven't decided what those colors are gonna be, so this is just as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. But the first section that you see here, you can see how small of a snippet that is, right? That's literally maybe 1 to 5 seconds max. And so that's what would be considered the hook. In this section, that is considered the body. This is the bulk, right? This is the bulk of the actual video itself. And then here at the end, this is the punchline. The way I edit my shorts to make it as efficient as possible and as easy as possible, so that way I can do this in batch, but actually enjoy my life while I'm creating this content, is I follow the same method. I use the same type of subtitles. I use a transcripting software that's here in Premiere Pro, but I might make a video that's completely separate on that if that's something that you guys want to learn how to do, as to how to make subtitles in Premiere Pro. But I create subtitles. I add B-roll if I feel like it's necessary, which is just the supplemental footage that goes over the actual talking points. And then I just use the same exact song in every single one of my shorts because, in my opinion, it's just completely irrelevant in terms of needing to choose a new song. Because if you're dropping 25 shorts in a week, 25 different songs that all are amazing is really tough to find in a week span. And so that is my entire process and my entire approach when it comes to YouTube Shorts. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing extravagant. I try to keep it simple, I try to make it as efficient as possible, and I still try to create content that's engaging and valuable for you guys. So if you guys are feeling burnt out when it comes to trying to make YouTube Shorts, try and follow this process. Let me know down in the comments if this works best for you, or if you guys have an even better process, let me know so I can take advantage of that and use it for myself, so that way I don't hate my life either. And then we can both win and we can be best friends forever. I hope this video helped you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.